With a BB8 on your cellular phone to reach Northwest News Channel 8. We'll pay for the call, and you could qualify for $10 worth of free airtime. You've just watched Northwest News Channel 8, where the news comes first. Voted Oregon's best newscast by the Associated Press.
Rallies on the eve of a controversial vote in Canada. Will Quebec become a separate country? Paying the price, the imbalances in balancing the federal budget, and calls for sharing the pain. And fake IDs, cracking down on a life of lies. The feds fill in the blank.
From NBC News, this is NBC Nightly News, reported by Giselle Fernandez.
Good evening, everyone. The breakaway vote in Canada that could wreak havoc on the U.S. economy tops our news tonight. The big vote is tomorrow and has many on both sides of the border on edge. The French-speaking province of Quebec will decide whether to break away from Canada and become an independent nation. To this country, it would be the equivalent of losing the economic, political, and cultural clout of California and Texas combined. NBC's Linda Vester files this report.
Oui à nous-mêmes, disons oui au peuple du Québec. Merci.
At this rally today, there were loud cheers in support of Quebec's independence. Tomorrow, Quebecers will vote whether to set in motion a chain of events leading to formation of an independent country. At another rally today, it was clear how much this prospect worries many other Canadians, including the Prime Minister.
Canada without Quebec, it's no more Canada.
To understand the emotions behind the drive for Quebec independence, you need only go to the Atwater Produce Market in Montreal.
Merci, bonjour.
Where virtually every sign and every conversation is in French. Diane Pintoneau will vote for Quebec's independence.
Je vais voter oui pour la première fois.
Because she says Quebecers are just different from other Canadians. And, she adds, other Canadians don't recognize that. In the town of Varennes, 14 miles outside Montreal, the architecture tells the history. French immigrants arrived in this area in the 17th century, nearly 200 years before Canada was founded. They have clung to their French heritage ever since. Many in Varennes think they and the rest of Quebec are ready to form their own country.
If we don't do it now, we'll never do it. It's gone.
The independence vote is built on a turbulent history in Quebec. The 1970 crisis, sparked by the radical Quebec Liberation Front's acts of violence.
Pierre Laporte, the Minister of Labor and Immigration, was found tonight in the trunk of a car.
Canadian Army tanks were sent into the streets. Hundreds of people were arrested. Then, in 1980, the first vote on independence. It failed, and many were bitterly disappointed. So now it's come to a vote again. The latest polls say it's too close to call. But if the measure passes and Quebec secedes, there will be a profound effect felt across Canada. Already, the anxiety is showing. The value of the Canadian dollar has fallen. Many bank customers are moving their personal accounts out of Quebec. Uncertainty will be a key factor when Quebecers go to the ballot box. The willingness to risk the economic and political fallout to pursue a long-held dream. Linda Vester, NBC News, Montreal.
A yes vote tomorrow in Quebec would set off economic shockwaves in the United States because a united Canada is this country's #1 trading partner. NBC's John Palmer is at the White House tonight.
While President Clinton relaxed this weekend, his foreign policy advisors were assessing the situation in Quebec. The president has called the issue an internal matter for Canadians to decide. But this past week, he left no doubt where he stands.
I can tell you that a strong and united Canada has been a wonderful partner for the United States.
U.S.-Canadian trade amounts to $300 billion a year. $34 billion of that is with Quebec. An independent Quebec would be among this country's top 10 trading partners. It is rich in aluminum. General Motors and other big U.S. companies with plants in Quebec say they will reassess their investments if the province becomes independent, since Quebec would not automatically be a party to the North American Trade Agreement and other treaties.
I would not like to see the United States have to go back and renegotiate the NAFTA. That was a very wrenching, difficult process for us, and I think would not be any less wrenching today.
Matrox Graphics Company, which makes video components for U.S. computer manufacturers, is worried that an independent Quebec would place new tariffs on exports to the United States. There's also concern about the economic stability of an independent Quebec. Christopher Sands is an economist with the Center for Strategic and International Studies.
Instability makes everybody unhappy, from markets to tourists who aren't sure whether it's going to be a friendly place for them to visit. The key here is not so much that stability isn't possible, it's that we're entering unknown territory.
The White House says its concerns go much deeper than economic considerations. As one official put it, the prospect of Canada, our longtime ally in peace and in war, being divided and torn apart is not something we want to contemplate. John Palmer, NBC News at the White House.
Also out of the nation's capital tonight, paying the price for balancing the federal budget. Republicans and Democrats agree it has to happen. How to do it is the problem. NBC's Joe Johns tonight on deep divisions over deep cuts.
The clock is ticking. The federal deficit increases $10,000 every second. Many Americans are becoming convinced about the need to balance the budget.
Because if we don't do it now, we'll have to do it 5 years from now or 10 years from now, at a time when maybe we won't have the capacity to do it. It'll be too late.
As Congress moves closer to finalizing a blueprint to balance the budget by the year 2002, many economists agree on at least one thing, that something must be done to stop cascading federal red ink.
The government deficit is just like you and me going down to our savings account and taking money out of the bank. That money isn't available for investment.
But some warn that the formula has to be right to achieve the best results.
Simply balancing the budget is not enough. Investing in the things that make an economy grow is equally as important.
That means setting priorities, and that's what divides the political parties and many voters. There's disagreement over what to cut and what to keep, and how to spend the savings.
The budget cuts are going to hurt the poor, the elderly, and combined with the tax cut, it's irrational.
The middle class expects to feel pain too, and many Democrats are worried about it.
At a time we ought to be investing in the country, we're taking the opposite, going the opposite direction.
But Republicans say the pain will pay off later.
After 2002, we'll stop borrowing money. We'll have to pay that big debt that's accrued, but we'll stop borrowing money, and that means a better life for everyone.
Having already passed separate versions of balanced budgets, the House and Senate are now preparing to meld their proposals together. The president has promised a veto. After that, the search for real compromise begins. Joe Johns, NBC News, the Capitol.
When NBC Nightly News continues in a moment, heightened tension in Israel after the murder of a Muslim extremist. And later, a baseball tribute for athletes who paved the road for greats, even though they were shunned from the majors.
She's been teaching here 2 years, hasn't missed a day of work yet. Early last term, she was having these pains. She'd take a couple of Advil, do what she had to, but at the end of the day, they weren't enough. So I said, call your doctor. He told her about Aleve.
He said take it every 8 to 12 hours.
Fact is, at the end of the day, Aleve is stronger relief than a dose of Advil, longer lasting than extra strength Tylenol. It's like I say, keep your mind open and you'll learn something.
Aleve, all day strong, all day long.
I see a lot of people that put up with scratch lenses. LensCrafters' new DuraLens can help make that problem go away. No other plastic lens is more scratch resistant. DuraLenses help me help people see better. I feel really good about that.
New DuraLens, only at LensCrafters.
It happens in the hospital. It happens at home. It's the onset of heartburn. It's an attack of acid indigestion. For these stomach flare-ups, the #1 choice of hospitals is Maalox. Hospitals know that nothing works faster to rush heartburn relief. Now you know it too. Fast-acting Maalox. Hospitals can count on it for speed, and that's just what you need. Maalox, the first choice for hospitals, the fast choice for home. In fast-acting Maalox tablets too.
The always volatile Middle East is even more tense tonight after the founder of Islamic Jihad, the sworn enemy of Israel, was assassinated. Muslim extremists blame Israel and vow retaliation. Tonight, Israel's army is on alert. NBC's Martin Fletcher reports from Tel Aviv.
Islamic Jihad leaders in Gaza swore, quote, painful revenge, warning they would kill Israel's prime minister. At the home of the dead leader's brother, bitter mourning and more threats that every Zionist around the world is a target. Dr. Fatih Shkaki, the founder of Islamic Jihad, Thursday was shot in the head 5 times at close range on a street in the Mediterranean island of Malta. His attackers escaped on a motorbike. Only yesterday did it become known that the dead man was Israel's archenemy, and immediately Islamic Jihad blamed Israel. Shimon Peres, Israel's foreign minister, had little to say.
I don't think I have any particular reaction.
Shkaki founded Islamic Jihad in the early 80s, a small number of highly motivated militants willing to commit suicide to hurt Israel. This year, in January, 2 suicide bombers from Islamic Jihad blew themselves up, killing 21 Israelis and wounding about 60 more, mostly soldiers. In April, the Jihad suicide bomber killed 7 Israeli soldiers and an American student. Shkaki lived in Damascus after Israel threw him out of the West Bank 7 years ago. There, Israel television interviewed him last year. He gave this view of the Mideast peace process, which Islamic Jihad wants to destroy.
But I want real peace. Real peace means that Israel will not exist.
Israeli officials today all said the same thing. They don't know who killed Shkaki, but they welcome his death. Islamic Jihad has already appointed a new leader, and Israel is bracing itself for Jihad's revenge. Israeli security officials say it'll take time for Jihad to get reorganized, but they're sure there'll be more bombs soon. One Israeli official said privately, this is a war, and it isn't over yet. Marlon Fetcher, NBC News, Tel Aviv.
Now to the former Yugoslavia. After almost 4 years of bloodshed, the warring parties are preparing to talk peace this week at a military base near Dayton, Ohio. As NBC's Kevin Tibbles reports, there are some hopeful signs, but they come against a very ugly backdrop, growing evidence of mass killings by the Serbs.
For many of these people, it's the first time in 3 years they have left Sarajevo. This is the first bus out since the Serb siege began in 1992.
I'm very happy, believe me.
Time to start normal life, isn't it?
A favorable omen for peace talks starting Wednesday in Dayton, Ohio, among the presidents of Bosnia, Croatia, and Serbia.
Now, the remaining issues are difficult, but I think they are resolvable.
But for each promising sign, there is a troubling one. Newspaper reports today detailed charges of mass killing of Muslims by Bosnian Serbs. The accounts come not only from survivors, but reportedly from U.S., UN, and NATO investigations. These aerial photos from the CIA reveal what appear to be mass graves near the Muslim enclave of Srebrenica. That eastern Bosnian city was overrun by Serb forces last July. The reports charge that some 6,000 Muslim men were massacred. The CIA also says there is strong evidence it happened again in recent weeks near the Serb stronghold of Banja Luka. Some 3,000 are missing there. Rallies like this one are another indication the peace is fragile. President Tudjman of Croatia will attend the Ohio talks, but he's also threatening to start fighting again if territories lost to the Serbs are not returned. After 4 years of killing, there are the first signs of peace, like this prisoner exchange between the Muslims and Serbs in Sarajevo this afternoon. But with suspected mass graves and saber rattling, it's clear a lasting peace may still be far off. Kevin Tibbles, NBC News.
When NBC Nightly News continues, the booming business in fake IDs.
A sparkling ship on crystal waters is coming.
Absolutely gorgeous. It was so much fun.
The perfect lobster is coming.
Our waiters, they would do anything for us, any time.
Perfection is coming.
It's like a gift from the captain.
Memories are coming. 7 days in Royal Caribbean's Caribbean are coming. You've got some Royal Caribbean coming.
Here's something delicious that has the flavor of fruit, not fat. A low-fat, chewy granola bar from Nature Valley. It's like finding a candy bar with the flavor of fruit, not fat. Just look here in Nature Valley.
Anacin, more relief than the regular strength of Bayer or Tylenol. Anacin, when you really got a headache.
Thanks to Sprint Business, now the world is flat. Introducing flat rate pricing for small businesses on all your long distance, even for Sprint 800 service. Enhanced facts, And cellular long distance. One low, flat rate for everything, all over the country, so you know just what you're paying.
Now that's simple.
Call now for flat rate pricing. 1-800-827-3700. Call Sprint Business.
Dateline Tuesday. Kristen was stalked, chased, and savagely beaten by an obsessed ex-boyfriend, and no one helped.
The system failed.
Why? Dateline NBC Tuesday.
In focus this evening, forged lives and a paper trail of lies. It's a sophisticated paper chase, and the feds are cracking down hard. The biggest offenders, illegal immigrants, paying a high price for false identities. NBC's Pete Williams has our report.
For the newest arrivals at Northside Hospital in Atlanta, getting a legal identity starts here when Brenda Biddles types in each name for a Georgia birth certificate, to be filed with thousands of others at the state records office. A procedure followed nationwide, each state with its own independent forms and computers. For many of the newest arrivals who immigrate illegally to California, getting a new identity starts here on a corner near downtown Los Angeles. Just driving down the street brings offers for documents.
You tell me how much? 20 bucks? 20 bucks.
Investigators say this is the place to buy a counterfeit birth certificate, the one piece of paper that opens the door to getting dozens of other government IDs, from a driver's license to a work permit. The chairman of a House Immigration Committee wants to make a fraudulent birth certificate harder to get.
Sort of the breeder document from which many other documents are made. Once you have a birth certificate, you can get a Social Security card, then you can plug into the whole federal benefit system.
U.S. immigration officials say well over half of the illegal aliens now in the country use phony documents to get jobs, and sometimes benefits. Immigration officials are cracking down, staging surprise checks to round up illegal migrants suspected of using counterfeit documents. Federal agents say they've broken up several nationwide rings of phony document providers who've made millions from documents sold on the street. The Immigration Service will also start making documents that are harder to copy, beginning with the work permit for students and temporary workers. And INS is working on a national computer system to let employers instantly verify work documents.
The first benefit is to the American worker. We don't want unauthorized people in the workplace.
Congress is working on a bill to set national standards for birth certificates and to start a nationwide computer database of births and deaths to cut down on document fraud. State and county record keepers like the idea of a standardized form, but not the computer system.
Obviously, births and deaths occur in local hospitals and local cities and towns. So it's be very difficult to maintain a national birth and death registration system from 50 states.
But advocates of tighter immigration controls say without a national computer system, counterfeiting will only get worse.
At a time of growing movement of people worldwide, when immigration is a growing national issue, any country's inability to easily verify native-born citizenship is a massive loophole that allows illegal immigration to grow unchecked.
For now, there's such a strong demand for phony documents among illegal immigrants that investigators say for every document counterfeiter who's arrested, thousands more are ready to step in. Pete Williams, NBC News, Washington.
When we come back, reading, writing, and reality, the new curriculum in Russian schools.
Now, all the strength of Imodium AD is concentrated in the smallest, easiest to swallow anti-diarrheal caplets ever made. So powerful they can work in one dose instead of dose after dose of the pink stuff. New concentrated caplets, only from Imodium AD.
Hyperkeratosis? Symptom: persistent, itchy, flaky scalp. Solution: Neutrogena T-Gel. It works. Neutrogena T-Gel Shampoo.
Oh, well, I'm the kind of light that likes to bend around. You can point me left or right, or hang me upside down. But I'm not the kind of light you have to hang on to. Just use me when you need three hands, but you've got only two. Cause I'm the snake light. They call me the snake light.
It's the totally flexible hands-free flashlight from Black & Decker.
Yeah, we're the snake lights from Black & Decker. We get around, 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 round.
We just weren't hungry, dear. Well, I'll make cappuccino.
Cappuccino? They don't have a rug, but they have a cappuccino machine. Honey, what's going on?
Maxwell House Cappuccino.
Delicious.
I'll help with the dishes.
Oh, that's okay. We have a dishwasher, too.
New Irish Cream Cappuccino, only from Maxwell House.
For years, in your passion for performance sedans, you looked to Europe and you paid a painful price. Now there's a new 240 horsepower Pontiac Bonneville. So precise, so responsive, it hardwires your impulses directly to the road. All at a price thousands less than you were prepared to pay. The new Pontiac Bonneville. It makes your passion painless, but no less intense.
Tonight, Mad About You is back, and Jamie can't wait to share her big secret with her mother-in-law. Then on Hope and Gloria, Bobby from Taxi
Go out with me.
pulls the rug out from under Lewis.
Now I gotta take you outside and kick the shag out of you.
All new NBC tonight.
Investigators continue to search for the cause of a deadly collision between a commuter train and a school bus that killed 7 teenagers. A slow-motion reenactment at the scene of the crash using the actual train answered one key question. There was no way the train could have stopped in time. Authorities believe a faulty traffic signal caused the bus to be trapped on the tracks. Safety officials are calling for the inspection of traffic lights at similar crossings across the country. A commuter disaster in one of the former Soviet republics. An electrical fire in an outdated subway train killed more than 300 passengers. Many of them were trampled in the panic. Hundreds were injured, and many of them seriously. In Moscow, Boris Yeltsin's condition is unchanged tonight. The Russian president was hospitalized Thursday after suffering his second heart attack in 4 months. Now to the children of Russia and how the new freedoms there have affected their education. NBC's John Dancy reports from the classroom.
The teacher says, slow, slow, fast, fast, fast. It could be a metaphor. Life here is speeding up.
Russia's future is being created right now in schools like this one. This is where a whole new generation of Russians is learning a new way to live.
This song is about love story.
Tatiana Alexandrovna teaches English using old records and books.
Do you think it's necessary to have English today in Russia to get a good job?
Yes, I do.
The new style education begins where Russian education has always begun, with reading and math, traditional strengths here. But the kids are livelier. Uniforms are gone. The only regimentation seems to be in a preference for the same cartoon character on book bags. Nowhere is change more obvious than in history class. Before, books called Stalin a great man. But today, history textbooks tell the truth.
The main rule in strengthening the totalitarian regime belonged to repression, controlled by Stalin.
Lyudmila Kashina is principal of School 215. She taught history when the Communist Party ruled.
There was a time when they would come into the room and say, "Why aren't you teaching more about the role of the party?" But when perestroika started, we were given the opportunity to look at documents we didn't know about before. Then there was truth.
To see how Russia is changing, just visit home ec class. For the first time ever, boys can take home ec as an elective too and learn what it's like to peel onions. In this rigidly male-dominated society, this may someday bring the biggest change of all. John Dancy, NBC News, Moscow.
When NBC Nightly News continues in a moment, a celebration for this year's baseball champions and a reunion of past champions denied the spotlight until now.
To build something that endures takes hard-working people. People who care. People with vision. And the strength to see the job through. We know Since 1904, that's how we've built a name for ourselves in financial services. Providian. Insurance, credit, and retirement savings.
Finally, I was soloist instead of my sister Patty. What a time for a cough. Patty gave me Robitussin cough drops. They worked fast, and those vapors. Thanks to Robitussin, I made my sister proud.
Robitussin, cough drops from the cough experts.
Sai, ho finito la mia tesi di laurea.
Bravo, nonno.
Ho fatto tutte le mie ricerche, circa dalle Indiana University. Sì. La biblioteca della facoltà. L'IBM l'ha digitalizzata. Così con internet avrò accesso alla musica quando vuoi. Sì, sono proprio bei tempi questi.
The ghouls are gathering at the Today Show window for tricks and treats. Be a part of Halloween with Bryant and Katie and see what a difference today makes.
Well, Hotlanta lived up to its name last night. The final out of the World Series brought the Atlanta Braves their first world title ever, and the city triumphantly celebrated its first professional sports championship of any kind. Baseball is celebrating a victory of another sort tonight as well, one that is shining a spotlight on past champions who paved the road for many of today's greats. Tonight, NBC's Noah Nelson on forgotten black athletes, once shunned from the majors, now seeing their field of dreams finally come true.
Some haven't seen each other for over 30 years.
Yeah, in Baltimore. All-star games.
But the stories and the memories are still crisp.
54. Ooh, look at this mid, Dick.
What these former athletes remember are their days in what was baseball's Negro Leagues. They played for teams with colorful names like the Atlanta Black Crackers, the Baltimore Elite Giants, and the Kansas City Monarchs.
These guys are among the most vivid characters and in many cases among the very best players in baseball history.
The pay was low and the seasons were long. They played against each other because the majors didn't allow blacks until 1947. Buck O'Neill, who played and managed in the leagues, says the specter of racism in those days only made everyone play harder.
We swam that chasm and built that bridge back across so the Jackie Robinson, the major leagues, could cross that bridge.
In Kansas City, surviving members and their families celebrated the 75th year of the league's founding.
Did you play against him?
Oh, yeah.
93-year-old double-duty Radcliffe remembers the good times.
I was a good ball player all my life, and the girl used to run after me, and I appreciated that.
There you go, sir.
Forgotten for so long, the players are now getting the publicity and the respect previously denied them.
I'll probably just put these in a glass case and let people come over and look at it.
For many of the Negro League players, days like this are a dream come true, with things they thought they'd never see, calendars and posters, and even books about the accomplishments of the black players. And kids have made heroes of men who they will never see play.
Satchel Paige.
Buck O'Neill.
Cool Papa Bell.
I like all of them.
That's great. That's great. I guess we were in the closet for years and we're coming out now.
Of the over 2,000 players of the Negro Leagues, fewer than 300 are still living. The bond between them tight as ever. It is made of pride and the love of one game.
2, 3.
Noah Nelson, NBC News, Kansas City.
And that's NBC Nightly News for this Sunday. Tom Brokaw will be here tomorrow. I'm Giselle Fernandez in New York. I'll see you again next Sunday. Have a good night, everyone, and a good week.